And it's time for life hacks. And you know that I do this every time with Idea Mary. Yes, she got me. Right, so on life hacks today, so the other day someone was asking me what life hacks are and why it's important. And I was saying to them that life hacks basically are just, it's like a life skill. So it's a novelty method basically of just, you know, making your everyday life easier and effective. Yeah. You know, most sometimes. Because I mean, sometimes it's not even every day that you have all the monies, you know, to be able to get what
Everything
you want. And you could just, you know, create them with, you know, stuff around the house, either reusable items or whether you're recycling them or reusing them, just stuff that you, instead of throwing them away, you could actually, you know, use them, you know, to create something else that would be of use to you. So on life hacks today, basically, I'll be teaching you how to make your own personal passport. I know, right? So what you basically need for that is just a sellotape, the transparent one. Okay. Then you could have your picture printed out. Okay. You know, in a color, so you just go to the regular business center, tell them that you want to print out your picture, you know, in that format of a passport size. They get that for you done in a paper. And then once you have that, like what I have here, so basically you have your sellotape, and then what you do is you just place the paper with your picture on it on the tape carefully. Right, and then you fold smoothly. Yes, smoothly. So that you need to be very careful so that it stays straight. It doesn't, you know, fold or bend. Right, and then you cut out the exact shape of the paper.
You have to use thick tape, okay, so it can stay
so that it stays. So it also protects the paper. It gives it that would I say what's
glossy
the
finish.
Glossy finish? Exactly, that's what I was looking for. It gives you that glossy finish, and then you just basically cut off the edges with the tape, and there you go.
Just look at that.
Right.
Wow.
So it looks like,
and then it firms it up.
Exactly.
So
it also protects it from water and from it, you know, tearing. Because, you know, sometimes once water touches your, even if you have your passport and water touches it, you can't use it anymore. It starts to fade and then starts to color and all of it. So that keeps it safe.
So
it
this
keeps
is like laminating.
Exactly. It's also like laminating.
Oh,
right.
Nice. So who knew you could do your lamination with your tape? I know some of you have probably tried it, but we haven't. And some people don't know about it. So we learn.
And trust me, millions of people do not know the tricks. So here I am teaching you, so you can go ahead and create
this
your own.
This is the paper one.
And this is the one with the tape. That's the one we just made.
There's a huge difference.
Very huge.
This is the one with the tape. You see, it looks a lot better even. See? Okay.
All right, so that's that on that. Now, these flasks are usually the hardest to wash, especially if you don't have the hand brush. Yeah. You know, and then sometimes you now have to struggle with putting the sponges.
Or you do like this.
Yeah.
With the sponge.
Yeah, with the soap.
You're not sure if it's washing properly.
Exactly. Now, here's a trick I'm going to teach you. You take some grain of rice.
Rice. Okay.
Yep. You open up your flask. Okay. You take just a little grain of rice, just a few, very scanty, and then you pour it into the flask.
Okay.
I'll just take a little bit more. It also depends on the size of the flask. Okay. And then pour it in. Put in your dishwashing liquid that you're going to use, just to put a few scoops in, and then you have your hot water. Maybe it could be warm as well or cold, and it depends on, you know, what you want.
So I have a question.
And then just a little bit of it.
Emem.
You can ask your question, I'm coming. And then you cover it up, and then shake, 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 shake. What?
How often am I supposed to wash this?
Just once.
No, as in how often? Is it weekly, monthly?
Every time you use your flask.
No, because I'm beginning to wonder how we use rice. Oh! Shomabi rice and water. She not expensive rices. So because I want to wash, sponge. Boom, boom, boom. I'll use sponge. Right? No matter how tiny the rice, if you had even said cooked rice, I would say, okay, maybe
now cooked rice will
that
not
you
make
did not
the
use
effect.
again. I
It
know.
won't have that effect because it's already soft.
But you want
so
me
the
to
efficacy
use
of this one is
precious
because
rice.
it's strong, it's still in its raw form,
One
and then it
spoonful
touches
of
on
rice.
all the parts. It helps you, it washes it clean. You know that rice actually has a lot of benefits, right?
It does,
you know
actually.
that rice water actually is very good for the hair.
Wow.
Oh yes.
And rice again is very good when your phone falls into water.
Yes,
I
it
didn't
helps
believe that
to
thing
soak
until
up
the day
all
it
the
actually helps.
moisture.
Yes.
Right.
You put your phone in rice, and I don't know what it does, but
it soaks up all the moisture. That's
somehow
what it does. Yeah.
Your screen is
so
good to
rice
go.
has some really amazing benefits.
I can waste my
think
rice
we have
for that
not
because
even-
screen is
It's expensive.
But to watch this, we will do it together, me and the sponge. Rice. This is your life hack, eh?
Right.
So it's an expensive hack.
That's one. Yes, it's an expensive hack.
That's why I had to ask. Is it weekly I'll be washing it with the rice?
Or monthly.
Or monthly.
But you can also do it weekly because with this flax, it actually traps a lot of germs in it, and you want to ensure that it's properly clean for use every single time.
Yeah,
especially
that's
if you
true.
have kids.
Joke aside.
Yeah,
Okay.
especially if you have kids.
Okay.
Now, our next life hack basically is how to store your potatoes, your onions, your tomatoes. How do you store yours?
On maybe like a sack on the floor. So I just pour out the onions, pour out the potatoes, like that.
Yeah, but then again, with your carton that's not being used, you could also use it in storing your potatoes. So if you notice, when you pour them on the floor or put them on the sack, they spill.
Yeah.
They spill, and then they just it makes the place disorganized.
You can just arrange it too.
Every single
You
time.
can turn it into heart shape, or
anyway,
since we are talking about life hack.
Yeah, so to keep your potatoes and your onions well stored and also organized is you get your already used carton instead of throwing them away.
Okay.
And then I'm just going to cut off this flap of the...
All four?
No, just this.
Just this, okay.
Yeah. It also depends on the size of the carton.
Okay.
Right. You could use any, if you're using the bigger size, it depends on how many sides you're trying to create in the carton to be able to store your stuff. So what I'm going to do is just put this in between, put it inside the carton to create a divider.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I have here. And so I may have to cut off some parts because it's quite big, but then it still creates...
I think it's fine.
Yeah, it's still fine, yeah.
Because
and
one
then,
can cut it now,
and so you can also cut off this flap to, like I said, it depends on how many sides you want to create with it. So what you're going to do now is you have your onions. No. You just put them in one corner. Keeps them safe, dry, and also helps to retain, also takes off the moisture from the onions. It's because of the exactly.
Because cardboard tends to soak stuff.
So you can have your potatoes in another corner.
I have a lot of boxes I don't use. I think I'm going to do this
so
with my potatoes when I get home.
Utilize them, use them.
So those are Irish. So
yes.
you can also
create another one and put the Irish potatoes there. Also, like I said, it depends on how much of your onions or stuff you want to use in it. So if you want to get a bigger carton, you get that, and then create as many compartments as you want in the carton.
Will it not rot?
And just keep. No, it won't.
It will still let air
because then
in.
you're still open. You leave the carton
you're
open.
It
so
open.
it still allows air in.
Okay.
Yeah, and sure. And then
so
if you want to close it up, if you have pests. In your house, you could just cover it up, and then there's still that little space for air to go in. Just
this is enough space for an average rat. I'm just saying.
It depends on the kind of rats that you have in your house too.
Thankfully, I don't. See, the day I have rats, I'll probably move out. Let the rats have their house.
Right. So that's it on life hacks for today, guys. Let me know which of these hacks sort of got your attention, which of them you're going to be trying out. Use the hashtag Wake Up Nigeria on TVC.
Chef Tifo is already serving.
Yeah, I was saying earlier on that this Chinese noodles is one of the hardest noodles to work with.
Yeah.
to cook
If you
with.
don't get it right, it's going to be
Yes,
a mess.
and then I feel like it needs a lot of meticulousness with working with it, because if not, it's not going to properly absorb the ingredients. You taste it, you see some parts, the seasoning can be here. The other part, there's no seasoning.
And it's not like pasta that you can explore.
And I kept cooling it.
It's good to parboil a little.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
basically
Some
the
would
best way
even
to
say
use
that
it is
it's just better
parboil.
to just soak it in hot water.
No,
Once
I prefer
you prefer parboiling it.
Why do you
because
prefer
the trick,
parboiling to
because
hot water?
if you're not good with working with it, it's very easy for it to just, you know, become very
Overcooked,
soft,
yeah.
overcook, and then you can't use it, and it becomes all mushy.
And it can be really irritating
yeah,
when it's that way.
yes.
But
And
this is
like what
perfect.
you said it's expensive.
It's
So you don't want-
expensive, yes. The price has come down from what I heard,
Eh.
which is a blessing, because there was a time it was ridiculously overpriced.
Really?
Yeah. But the price has come down a bit, so it's very filling. It's actually very filling. Don't be deceived by the thin strands, though. It's very, very
And
filling.
healthy too. It's one of the, you know, healthiest noodles option.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's quite, also if you also are, you know, you want to try something exotic for a change. We are having in-laws over. You want to show them that, oh, my husband is eating well. You can.
Yeah, they'll say you're spending your husband's money. But let's, you said we're going on a break. We'll go on that break. And of course, you're watching Wake Up Nigeria. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Oh my God.